Hello, boils and ghouls. You are now tuned in to PVD Horror Podcast. Pleasant screams.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is PVD Horror. My name is Dave. I'm joined with my co-host, Brandon, and we have such a special episode here today. I am very excited. We're going to be covering New Fear's Eve, which is currently #1 on Screambox at the time of this recording. So joining me to talk about it today, I got PJ Starks, who is the co-director and the writer of the film. I got Dave Sheridan, Jeffrey Reddick, and Felissa Rose. They need no introduction, and I am so excited to have them all here. But I am so grateful for you guys all to make the time to join our lovely show. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well,
and I'm such a piece of shit, I have to have an introduction.
Yeah. You're the guy wearing a t-shirt.
Love it.
I'm representing.
Yeah.
There you go. The Prowler. Yeah, it's a classic right there.
That's a great one.
So that's pretty cool. We're #1. I didn't know that. I kept asking Felissa, like, are we #1 yet? Because I remember her saying, like, we're #5 or we're climbing up the charts.
Yep.
No, and I actually think you've been
Number
#1 for like 2 weeks or so, or at least two or three
Yeah,
weeks.
we've been #1 on Screambox for about a week now. It fluctuates a little bit, but we always keep coming back to the #1 spot. And then there for about a week and a half, we were #2 on Fandango, right behind the new Anaconda.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whoa.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Thank
You
you.
go.
I know.
Cool. I did a couple movies with Anaconda. Yeah, I did a couple movies with her. She's
Oh,
great.
So, go ahead, Brandon.
Like Dave said, thanks everybody for coming on the show. Happy New Year's to everybody listening. So do you guys have any New Year's resolutions set for 2026?
I do.
You do?
Mine is always like, I try to be simple. Drink a lot more water.
I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought it was going to go in a different direction. But all right.
Drink a lot
Water.
more water and also live presently. That's always my goal. Live
Beautiful.
presently.
Okay.
And gratefully.
Yes.
Mine is the same, to drink a lot more. Oh, wait, there was something else after that. I'm sorry. I'm definitely going to do mine. Drink a lot more. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
are you drinking right now?
I'm afraid for him to answer that.
Mine is just to keep pushing hard. Stay grateful, but keep pushing hard with work and with life. Good life-work balance.
That's so good.
Oh, really do resolutions, mostly because I never stick to them. That's why I'm still fat. And
Oh, please.
No,
I
you're
figured,
not. You look
yeah.
great.
You're cuddly as hell.
Cuddly as hell. So yeah, 2026. I think everybody's glad for 2025 to be over, and kind of is anticipating a bigger year for 2026. And what a way to start off the year, though. Just kind of like pointing that out. You guys are acknowledging it, like #1 on Screambox. There's been a lot of talk about this film. What is this like? Creating this horror slasher comedy and having the reception be so like, everyone just seems to be receiving it so well. So what has this been like for you guys?
I mean, for me, it's validation in a lot of ways, because I had some fears going into it, especially like from a horror standpoint. And I know I talked to Jeffrey, and early on, like when we had a lot of conference calls and stuff with Dave, I'd mentioned this, but like my big worry with the movie was that horror fans especially, were going to watch it, and there's a lot of narrative and there's a lot of characterization. I mean, there is a thick layer of dick and fart jokes, as you guys know. But there's a lot of really serious undertones. So I was worried that like people were gonna watch it and go, this is way more serious in a lot of ways than I was expecting. But the reception since the movie has come out has been phenomenal, and it's put all my fears to rest. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
For me, I don't really refer to it as dick and fart jokes. I refer to it as my thespian dialogue. It's dialogue, just to let you know.
Wait, is that thespian or
Thanks for
lesbian?
letting us know. Thank you. I think the movie, I feel like we had a great time making the movie.
Yeah.
Like it was so freaking fun all the way around. Like we had that big opening party with everybody who came out to film. And I feel like what happens with the energy and the people while you're making it really translates into the movie and onto the screen. So what you see is the fun that we were having, like the great energy.
I agree. It's sort of like with sex. The sex you're having is going to, like, how good that is going to really be the result in the climax, right? You know what I mean? So it's like making the movie.
You crashed?
Right? Like, it's like, I think we all agree. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the key to making a great film is everybody has to have sex.
Big sex.
Well,
I tried. No, I'm kidding.
It's funny he says that because at the time that I was like co-directing and making this movie, I had gone through a divorce and I was with my now wife and I was having a lot more sex than in my previous relationship. So I think that a lot of that shows on screen.
Wow.
And for me, who doesn't have sex, I just know when I first read the script, like I thought it was so funny because I have a very juvenile is not the right, it is the right word. I have a very juvenile sense of humor in that I still find like raunchy jokes funny.
Yeah.
And I use raunchy with the affection of a Porky's movie, like with great reverence. And so I just read the script and I thought it was so fun. And obviously the blood, I mean, I was funny when PJ was like, I think people are going to think this is, I'm like, dude, like you murder like 500,000 people. So
Yes.
I don't think anybody's going to get bogged down.
Right.
And then with you know, with Dave and Felissa, I mean, they're just friggin' amazing. I mean, I've known Felissa for ever been a fan and now a friend, and she's just so wonderful to work with. And Dave is so friggin' funny. It's so hard to like do a scene opposite him and not break character because he's so friggin' funny. So we really did have a blast. And then also with the practical effects, and it was just really a fun like love letter to slasher fans.
Yes.
And everybody just kind of had such a blast that they all shame went out the window and we just went for it, you know.
Now, was this the first time you guys all worked together on the project?
All
You and
of us.
Felissa and Dave?
Like,
Jeffrey, is this our first
This
project?
was our first time, I know.
Oh.
That's crazy.
I know. we've been talking about it
We've been friends for a
forever.
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave,
are
I can
welcome.
only put my boobs in his face because of how close we are. We're really close friends, and I actually laugh in that scene. I notice when I'm moving, he makes me laugh. I'm like giggling. It was a genuine moment where I can't remember what was happening, but I was saying he was a loser motherfucker, dick face. And then he said, something, and I started laughing. But it's good. I feel like those are the moments in movies that are so genuine. And PJ, thank you for allowing us to have those moments that are so honest. And that's why the movie is great, because it's hilarious and fun and crazy and bloody and all those good things that you want in your horror movie.
Yeah.
First of all, I really appreciate you saying that. But I think a lot of it, I mean, regardless of how good the writing is, it's only as good as it's going to be on paper, So you all came on the project and there were, obviously everybody who was involved, but you guys really like took those characters and brought them off the page and made them believable and made them endearing and made them fun. And I think that is the key word with this movie. It's regardless of what undertones are in the film or it's just a fun watch. It's not there's nothing in the film that's heavy-handed. Everybody, like you were saying, everybody's having a great time on set, and that definitely all shows on screen. And I think that infectious fun spills off on the people who watch the movie at home. Most of them anyway. There's been a couple haters.
Yeah, some people it spilled off on the wrong way, and I think they thought it was something. Yeah, it spilled on them on their crotch and with like hot coffee or something.
Right.
So, but you always get those reviewers.
Yeah, literally, you're always going to get. You're always going to get it. So I mean, that's kind of like you assume that's going to happen, but honestly, the chemistry is just so obvious, and when you're watching it, it's just like you feel that chemistry, and it just is it's such a fun watch, for sure.
And I think PJ touched on this, but we also want to give a shout out to like all the cast because like the I don't want to say the younger people, but you know the people that were just like 1 year younger than us who filled out the rest of the cast, they all did a great job, and some of them this was their first time acting, and you know PJ really went out and found people that really fit these roles and gave each one of them like personality. So. Yeah, it was a really, really good time.
And Hannah Fearman, who we love. Love Hannah.
Yeah. Oh,
she's a dear
knocked
friend.
it out of the park. Yeah.
So good. Such a great actress.
I love how the film starts right away with like great kill scenes. Was that always the plan, PJ?
No, funny enough, we at one point during the campaign, we opened it up with an opportunity for like anybody who wants, they can come on the project and get killed in the film. And we figured maybe like a handful of people would grab that perk, but because there was 19 deaths in the script originally. After 23 people get killed in the film, we had to cut it off. Because even I'm a huge gore fan. I love coming up with unique and individualized murder, but I was struggling at that point to come up with organic ways of killing people in this movie, which is why you have some scenes where I'm like, okay, he finds a double-sided axe and he kills 3 people with it, or he does a triple throat slice with a single scalpel. So, but the cool thing was like you're talking about with the opening, the way the movie opened up originally was with that mother-daughter character, but in the process of kind of revamping the script to find ways to add these deaths into the movie, that's when I came up with the idea of, well, let's give the audience an opportunity to kind of get to know who the doctor is before he comes into the fold. And then that's where the news story ideas came up. And then ultimately you got like those 5 deaths and then the stories that follow up. And then you kind of get some conspiracy theories or whatever as to who the doctor might be, which is interesting because we finished the film about a year before Heart Eyes came out. And then I went and saw Heart Eyes, and it opens with that sequence with the news stories about the Heart Eyes killer. And I remember sitting in the theater and I was like, fuck, they copied us.
And they didn't. And without spoilers, there was a dildo in the movie, and PJ was like, fuck.
When they showed a dildo in Heart Eyes, I was ready to get up and leave at that point. I was seething because I was like, okay, we got to see where they're going to go with this. And they didn't go where we went. So I stuck around for the rest of the movie.
You were starting to think there was a mole on your team or something like that. And they were leaking info to Heart Eyes.
Yeah, I don't. It's just one of those things where it's like, and it's kind of the same thing with Clown in a Cornfield. When Clown in a Cornfield came out, there's that shot in the trailer where he walks out and he lifts a crossbow up.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the crossbow in our movie. And I was like, damn it. Like, how many more slasher movies are going to come out and steal our kills? But thankfully, we have so many that it really is. And they're different enough. Even the ones in these other movies where there's a little bit of like crossover, they're so different from one another that. And I think we've cornered the market on dildo death at this point.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that.
Yeah.
Something to be proud of. Something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Now, is that the total kill count in the film, 23, or is there more?
Oh, no, there's over 40 kills in the movie.
No, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was sitting there, I'm like,
as a matter of fact, there's 4 kills that you haven't even seen because when we ended up getting the movie picked up, we had to shorten the film a bit, so some areas of the movie got cut. And there's like a 5-minute scene in the movie that was just too long, and there were 4 kills in that alone that ended up hitting the cutting room floor.
Well, Is it really the cutting room floor? Or did it make it on the Blu-ray? That was
yeah, it'll be on the Blu-ray.
It'll be on the Blu-ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when is that set to come out?
So right now, the way it works through Cineverse is we're able to make enough Blu-rays to fulfill all the contributions, but Cineverse themselves actually has the full physical rights. So as far
Okay.
as an official Blu-ray release from them, we're not sure, but we do know. I mean, as long as the movie is successful enough on through streaming, which means everybody needs to go check it out, then if enough people watch it, they'll have no reason not to put a Blu-ray release of it out.
Okay.
Of their own.
But it's just to make a point. It's sort of one of the things I always say when I get involved with these Indiegogo's, and I don't do too many of them, but what I feel like one of the best perks available is to buy the Blu-ray, because a lot of times the cast signs the packaging. The artwork is unique because the artwork gets redone once it gets distributing, and then you usually end up with a director's cut or something longer than when they put it out, because they have to cut certain things out and stuff like that. So the Blu-rays are always such a great deal, and whoever's getting those Blu-rays are going to get something pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
Now,
That's the other
Felissa,
thing too. Like right
go ahead.
now, I'm working on the special features for the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And once I'm done, we have so much footage, and Felissa and Dave, I know I haven't talked to you all about this, but we have so much footage and so many interviews that I'm going to actually put together a feature-length making of documentary.
So good.
So there's going to be a whole lot of stuff on the Blu-ray. Now, when Cineverse puts theirs out, I don't know how many of those special features will actually make it or what ones they'll use, but ultimately, like I said, there's so much content that we can make all this additional, like a feature-length documentary. So that's kind of the next step.
Okay. Now, Felissa, Dave, and Jeffrey, you guys also produced the film. Can you talk a little bit about the roles you all played behind the scenes on this project?
In terms of producing,
Yeah.
I feel like we all of us as a team work together to put the Indiegogo together and come up with like perk ideas and whatnot, as well as some cast like Hannah, like just getting in touch with people. I think, did I call Dave? Did I make that call? No. Oh, sorry. No.
Your
My bad. But things like that. When did we film? 2023? 3 years ago?
Yeah, it was the last weekend in January of 23.
Coming up, our 2-year anniversary. It'll be great.
I know.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Yeah, so a lot, like Felissa said, a lot of it was handling that, and then it's also just supporting the filmmakers and the vision. Like that was kind of our job, and luckily we've been around long enough that we could boss PJ around. If he was doing stuff we didn't like, we'd be like, "Fuck you, PJ." That's I'm kidding.
I heard that.
It was supporting him. It was supporting him and Eric. When they were directing this, so. Yeah, and just also the chance for like I've always wanted to. I've known PJ for a long time and wanted to work with him. I don't, everybody on here I was so excited to work with, but just to get a chance to also work with people that you've watched and seen in other things, but you've also know them personally, like the chance to kind of come together and work together is just one of the cool things about working in the horror space.
I love it. Like just even all of us being here, it's just so fun. I think there was a night where me, Jeffrey, and Dave went out. And do you remember this, Jeffrey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding. We laughed. I don't think I ever laughed since or before. Like where I was on the ground, like crying, just so awesome. Like one of the best nights I ever had. And then I've worked with PJ now a bunch, and we've gotten really close. And it's been such a joy, like just to be on set with you. And I love that. Like when you find people you really and genuinely love and care about and have that camaraderie and connection, you just want to keep working with them and God, hanging out with them. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Just kind of backing on that for a second, like Felissa, I kind of think of you as like the hardest working woman in like the horror genre, because literally I feel like anytime you go on Indiegogo or any of those like places where people are kind of getting projects started up, your name's always attached. Like you do so much work all the time. Plus you're always, doing cons and everything like that. You're just always going and getting it. Like, how do you pick what projects you want to attach yourself with versus like, is there a lot that you pass on? I would ask.
No, I'm kidding. Yes, because for me, it's always like, it's time management, first of all, because I also have 3 kids and 300 animals and that going on. But it's definitely about the people who you're working with, the script, the character. I came in with Stephanie. I was like, PJ, I have an idea. I'm cutting my wardrobe. And he was like, what is going on, PJ? Remember that? I was like, she's crazy. She's slutty. But it's feeling like when I choose, to work on it, I kind of, a lot of times it's about the character. Have I already done that? And I want it to be something entirely new, like with the movie A Hard Place that just came out. I loved working on total antithesis of Stephanie in New Year's Eve. You just want to kind of shake it up and I always want to work on something fun and something interesting. And generally it's with people that I really care about. So that's how I focus on that.
I love that. And, Jeffrey, you guys were just mentioning how this was filmed. You guys filmed in 2023. You were actually on here back in 2023, and you alluded to New Year's Eve at the time.
Yeah.
So we've been kind of waiting for this to come out, because I remember telling you at the time that like I love holiday horror films, and there's not too many, and definitely in 2023 there wasn't too many New Year's Eve horror films. So hearing you talk about it then to it releasing now, it feels like you've been probably anticipating this release for quite some time. How does it feel to like have this project finally come out and people seeing it?
Yeah, and I was very coy when I hinted about it, so I didn't spoil anything. No, but time flies in this business. Like I can't believe it's been that long. Actually, like it's crazy. But like PJ said, like to get it out in the world, and then again, see fans responding to it, like because I was fairly confident, like, and I'm certainly not confident in everything I do, just because I think we all are, I project confidence, but there's a part of me that's always worried. But I told PJ, I'm like, this movie, it's just funny. It's just like we've seen it with crowds. People laugh, they get shocked at the gore and some of the stuff. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe. Stephanie's death is like just horrible to watch, but also like your acting in that is so like real. Like it's not over the top at all. It's like really, it makes it really painful to watch, but then it goes like, oh wow, it just went like 2 other levels as far as the actual death. And it's always fun watching Dave. I'm kidding. I don't like watching Dave die. Dave, with your last name showing up in the look, you look like you're heading to the set of.
He's not acting.
Dave, you look like you're heading to the set of Landman with your name in the back and what you're wearing. I'm like, do you have a cameo are you doing a guest spot on Landman that you're not telling anybody?
I know.
I'm in a Laredo truck right now. Yeah.
There you go.
I wish. I'd love to be on that show, but that's it's Taylor Sheridan. I got to be in one of his shows.
I know,
right?
Yeah.
I should just sneak on set, and be like, Sheridan, me, Sheridan. Oh, yeah. Got to be on.
I do feel like Dave's been driving forever. I'm curious how long of a ride you got ahead of you.
I've got like a 3-hour drive, and I've only gone like 10. I think I've gone like 7 miles. I've gone 7 miles since maybe at most. I'm not even downtown yet.
I think he's on a set. That's actually just a green screen behind him.
Yeah.
He's just doing this. Yeah.
Be surprised. I would not put that past Dave. He's just sitting there.
Right at the end of this, there's going to be a twist, and he's going to be like, I've been in my garage this whole time.
I'm on the 10. I left to Santa Monica, and I'm not. I don't even see downtown yet. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So Dave, we've been fans of you since Scary Movie. And so, we, like Dave said earlier, we had the opportunity to meet you at Monster Expo, and you dressed up as Officer Doofy. How has the conventions world been for you over the last few years?
They're just so much fun, and I like to tour around and do them with Felissa, so that makes it doubly as fun. It's good to be with friends that you're out there doing it with, and we meet great people like yourself. And I think we met PJ at a con, right? PJ, I think we did.
It was. Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it was right after we had talked about you guys coming on the project. That was the first time.
Oh, okay.
Right after that.
Yeah, we definitely, like, a lot of these movies come out of meeting people at the conventions, and I think we've pretty much shot a film in every state right now, which is pretty cool. I don't think Idaho, if you're out there, I haven't shot in Idaho. That might be the only one.
Rhode Island?
Wyoming. I think. Well, we shot in Connecticut. We did.
Doesn't count.
Dark Circles. I don't think she did Rhode Island last year or a year ago, right? Yeah. So.
What, Monster Expo?
Okay.
Yeah, the Halloween story one or whatever, the anthology. Wasn't that in Rhode Island, or was that in Massachusetts? I don't know. Sometimes when you get to a place like Rhode Island, are you really in Rhode Island? Are you like?
Right now.
Would you even know that you were in Rhode Island? I don't know. It's
she actually
45 minutes across.
She'll go to shoot movies, and I'll say, "Where are you?" And she's like, "I'm in Ohio." And then I'll look up where she's at. And I go, "No, you're in Indiana." I am. I'm in Indiana. Like, it's like
Same
they
shit.
start to get a little blurred,
She really is. She really. I mean, you really are one of the like. I wish I could bottle like just a third of your energy. Aww. And also the way that you stay in such a positive, like, giving mood. Like, I'm positive. I'm like, you are. Actually, I do better than that. That was a really bad positive. But your energy is just so, like, I'm like, oh, I wish I had a third of that energy.
Honestly, the three of you, I don't know if you could find like a better representation of like what the horror genre is than the three of you, as far as like, the way each of you kind of just kind of like embraces the community, the people that love your films. I know that like it must be tough to always keep that positive persona going, but I don't feel like any of you guys are disingenuous at all. I feel like that's just who you are, and like I think that's why people are drawn to the three of you. It just, you guys are just super authentic and genuine. Like it's a fun experience for people versus like, everybody's had that experience. You meet the celebrity that you really want to meet, and then they could give a shit that that they're even there, and they kind of brush you off. I don't think I've ever heard that about any one of you. And that's, and you guys have been doing this stuff for a while. So that says a lot about, your character.
You. That is so sweet. Thank you. And we really appreciate it. And it is, I say it over and over, and I will, and it is the truth. It is such an honor. And it is just, I have such gratitude to just like, I am still pinching myself like, am I still here? Am I hanging out with like Jeffrey Reddick and Dave Sheridan and PJ, who I love? Like it, you really do have to take a moment and step back and say, you love something so dearly, and to be able to do it and do it with people you care about. That's truly, I think, the meaning of life. It's about love and gratitude and being surrounded by people you care about. That's it. Hopefully that's the story you want to tell. And I always say, like, if it ever got to a point where I'm like, oh, this thing again, I would not do it. I would never do it if it was like that. I can't wait. Like tomorrow I get on a plane and I'm excited. I am going to Ohio. And I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
And I'm grateful.
I can say, like, from a fan standpoint, I was a fan of all three of them.
Yeah.
I mean, of the four of us.
But not anymore. No kidding.
Well, exactly. That's the most surreal thing about this whole experience. Like, for one, making the movie from the get-go, like from the jump, it just felt different. And then when each of them came onto the project, like their enthusiasm, their excitement for it, just based off of having read the script. It was like they were championing New Year's Eve from the get-go. So they were all in their own way like this driving force that helped really push the film and kept going like, this has to come out. We have to do this. We have to do that. But just from like a fan standpoint, it was so bizarre. Cause like I can remember the first time I saw Final Destination, Scary Movie, Sleepaway Camp. I had a story for every single one of them. And then I have these, like I'll be sitting in a room and Jeffrey will call me and I'll turn and just show somebody the phone. And they're like, are you kidding me? Or like there was this one time, or like whenever, like during pre-production, Dave called and I was walking around a shoe store and we were on the phone for like 2 hours. I didn't even buy shoes. I just talked to him for like 2 hours. And then I got off the phone and I'm like, if 20 years ago you'd have told me that I was going to be sitting around talking to Officer Doofy about like just our life and our kids and everything for 2 hours, I'd have told you were crazy.
Yeah.
But then it's like what Felissa was saying. Now it's a situation where on the set of The Last Sleepover, Felissa and I got a chance to really like, like we got to sit around and just talk for like an hour and a half
and laugh. That was another moment. We laughed a lot on that set.
Yeah. And it was just, so to go from like just a fan and then suddenly I'm sitting here talking to him now and it's not even just as a fan anymore. It's as a friend. It's just the weirdest thing.
Hilarious.
And anyway, and then when I sit here and I listen to them like say nice things about me, I'm like, this is over with tomorrow. Undoubtedly, this is over with tomorrow. I've peaked at this point. So anyway,
that's why this film works, PJ, is because you are a fan of the genre. You're a fan of the people you worked with. You have an appreciation and a love for what you're doing and who you're doing it with. So, that is honestly, I think, what you feel when you watch New Year's Eve. I wanted to just kind of like maybe wrap this up with letting you guys make a pitch. If there's anybody who's kind of on the fence, like, should I watch it? Should I not watch it? Maybe they don't have a subscription to Screambox yet. And they're kind of like, I think I want to get it to, why should they invest so they can watch New Year's Eve?
Go ahead, Dark.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
No, I was just going to say, like, it's honestly just a really, I know I keep saying fun, but it's just a really funny, gory slasher film where everybody's having a great time. The doctor is a great killer. There is a story going on. It's not just to set everybody up and knock them down. There's like a mystery behind it. There's a little love and romance. There's a little dildo. There's a little something for everybody, it's just, if you want to start the year off like just enjoying something that knows what it is and goes above and beyond, I think, you can't go wrong with this film.
For me, it's a film, if you are a big horror fan, you're going to love it because it has everything. And it's, like Jeffrey said, super fun, a roller coaster of amazing laughs. I mean, I laughed. I'll never forget. I saw it with an audience and at a show, and I could not stop laughing. I had the time of my life. It's great with an audience. It's great when you're just at home. It's great if you don't even like horror movies. You're going to have such a blast. So it's one of those movies that you watch and you just say, I'm in for a ride, and it's going to be amazing. So That's definitely what New Year's Eve is.
Okay.
Well, if you don't like horror movies, you're probably not watching this podcast, because isn't this a horror podcast? But
anyhow, PJ, what would you say?
PJ, what would you say?
Go on, Dave.
You just compartmentalize what you have here. You have 44 kills. They're all done, legitly, like with practical effects. So there's lots of blood and guts, especially in Felissa's kill, and lots of guts is what I'm saying. And and then you have comedy, and it's sort of like, I would put that in like an Adam Green type of stuff, like Hatchet sort of comedies, and a Kevin Smith sort of Clerks kind of tone. You know, obviously there's an Office feel because we're in the office. So you've got those two things combined. That's like, you know, those Reese's peanut butter cups. You know what I mean? Two great things put together. You've got New Year's Eve, and you got what I think might be an iconic killer coming up. You know?
Nice.
Yes. Let's see the cosplay.
Yes.
Nice. Dave just nailed it. That was great, Dave.
Yeah, I was like,
Right.
after what they all said, I mean, I don't know what I could say that would, you know, convince people more. But I mean, if you're into blood, fun, and farts or thespians,
There's not a lot of farts. You always say farts, but I don't remember. I think you're overplaying the farts.
Maybe there's no farts in the movie, but I just equate farts to like infantile humor. If you like infantile humor, if you like American Pie, if you like American Pie, if you like Scream,
and fun characters.
I definitely.
And the characters are fun. We also we didn't really touch on that. Yeah, I always like a movie when I watch all these different characters interact and they have great chemistry. It was really fun. Everybody has a terrific character, and yeah, the fun factor is way up.
I think Dave's character was like he just cracked me up the entire time because he was just like that, like straight face, like unintentionally, but everything he says is like super funny. I loved his character so much, and the way that you and Dave and Felissa played off of each other was it was perfect. And then Jeffrey comes in with this like little like I don't know, he kind of like a little instigator kid to me, like he has this little smirk on his face sometimes. I just love the way the three of you guys kind of like, you know, played off of each other.
Jeffrey wasn't taking his shit.
Yeah,
Jeffrey was
I
just
love
shutting
it.
him down.
I think that's why PJ thinks there's a lot of farts in the movie, because I'm doing that kind of like squinty thing a lot in the movie, you know, like this.
There's a lot of farting going on.
You're silently and deadlying it the whole movie.
I was gonna say not one fart was actually had, but
I know, but
yeah, there's no farts in the movie, really. If I think
so
about
everyone's
it, but there's
clear.
going to be a shit ton of farts in the sequel.
Okay.
I just don't want anyone to like
there.
write a review and say I was expecting more farts, and then because of this,
somebody
you know?
will. Some you know, there's some people out there. They're like, I went in this for the farts, man, and there was not one fart.
I mean, because you know that's what everybody's looking for—a good fart film.
Right. I agree.
Just making the
real quick,
the 4D with the smell.
Before we go, I do want to give a shout out to Eric Huskisson. He's my producing partner.
Hi, Eric.
Yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here. He had a medical emergency thing. He's okay. He's okay. But anyway, he wasn't, because of that, he wasn't able to be here. So, but he was a huge part of making the movie, and
oh my god,
working with him has been amazing over the last decade. Which Blood Moon Pictures actually celebrated its 10-year anniversary the day before New Year's Eve dropped on streaming.
Congratulations!
So that was very serendipitous.
Happy anniversary!
Yeah, there's so much I wouldn't be able to do. Thank you without Eric. So I wanted to, like I said, give him a shout out.
Eric, if you're watching this, I wish you luck getting that early parole and early release. And, you know, I don't believe what they said with those charges. So thank you so much. And I hope he cuts out soon. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I'll do conjugal visits if you need them.
Me too.
We'll just go. Yeah, we'll come together. I mean, we'll go together, you know.
We'll come together.
And maybe we'll fart a couple of times.
Yeah.
There you go.
Perfect. I think we got the workings of an OnlyFans page going.
Yes. Oh my god, you guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you guys
for having us.
Yeah, thank you
so much.
Thank you so much.
Problem.
Everybody, make sure you check out New Year's Eve. And thank you guys, and we'll see you later. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy 2026.
Happy New
You
Year.
too. Good seeing you all.
You too.
All right, you too, guys.
Bye.
Later. Bye, guys.
Take it easy.
Game over.